Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's makeup is this nice warm toned look, and I've based it all around using the new Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette. I've already applied a small amount of my MAC Oil Control Lotion. For my foundation, I'm mixing together Cover FX Custom Cover Drops and the Cover FX Illuminating Primer. Now you want to give it a good old shake, and then I'm just going to apply 4 drops to my hand, and I'm going to mix that with the Illuminating Primer. So these cover drops are like pure foundation pigment. You can mix them with your serums, oils, primers, or even moisturisers, and you can control the amount of coverage you get by the amount of drops you apply. To work that into my skin, I'm using the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. Usually with any flat top or domed kabuki brush, I always find it really difficult to get underneath the eyes, but with this being on the angle that it's cut, it makes it really simple just to work the foundation into all areas of the face. So I added 4 drops of the foundation to my primer, and it's given me pretty much full coverage, but without the weight of a full coverage foundation. This feels really light, so that's really nice. Having had a play with this, using 1 drop gives you the coverage of a tinted moisturiser, and out of curiosity I did try the drops on their own and it made me look like a dolly. Not something I'd wear alone, but would be ideal to cover a tattoo. So let me introduce you to my new favourite palette. This is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend, and this launches on June the 1st. The first colour in the palette I'm going to use is called Substitute for Love, and to apply that I'm using my E30 pencil brush by Sigma. I'm working that colour just above my natural crease, but if you've got a different shape eyelid, whether it be mono lids, hooded eyes, you can just create a crease. So you just want to work it where your socket bone is, and you can feel that with your finger. Then we're going to take a big fluffy blending brush. This one is the E35 brush by Sigma, and I'm going to constantly work that back and forth until I've really blended the colour out. The reason we're going to do this is because it's going to be our transition colour for the next shade. We're going to layer this, so we're going back in with our pencil brush and the same Substitute for Love colour. I'm going to work that over the same area we've just applied it. And then, you know the drill, back in with your fluffy blending brush, working that in circular motions, blending it out until you've got a nice gradient. The next colour we're going to use is this reddish brown shade called Freshly Toasted. And using our Sigma E30 pencil brush, we're going to work that into the crease in the same place that we applied Substitute for Love. And then we're going to blend it out again using our E35 fluffy blending brush. By layering these colours, we're creating more depth to our socket line. The next colour we're going to be using is this matte bone colour, and it's called Bitter Start. And I'm using my Zoeva 220 Luxe Grand Shader brush. We're using this colour just to carve out the shape of our eyelid again, so we're redefining the crease line, but we're also redefining our eyelid. And by applying a light base, the colours that we apply on top of this are going to pop a little bit more. And this is really going to help you if you've created a false crease. The next colour we're using is this bronzy gold shade, and it's called Pure Ganache. I'm using my Blank Canvas Cosmetics flat shader brush just to push this onto the eyelid. Having the bone colour eyeshadow underneath is going to allow the gold to look exactly like it does in the pan. The next colour I'm using is called Subtle Blend, and this one is more of an antique bronze. I'm using my flat shader brush just to push that colour onto the outer third of the eye and also the very inner third of the eye. So we've got that centre part with just the gold on. Then we're going to take the shade Sweeter End, and it's a very pale, I'd say taupey shade with a shimmer to it, and we're just going to apply that with a pencil brush in a very straight line down the centre of the eyelid, and this is just going to add a subtle highlight to that area, and this is going to make our eyelids look bigger. The next colour we're taking is called Infusion, and this is like a dark charcoal with gold shot through it. And on the same flat shader brush, I'm just pressing that on the very outer corner of the eye. This is going to create a very soft smoke to the outer corner of the eyes, and also adds a little bit more depth and shape. I'm using my pencil brush just to feather the colour in, so we're not blending it out too far. And then I'm dipping that same brush back into Freshly Toasted, and I'm just working that back into the socket line, and again this is just creating a little bit more depth. I'm also taking that underneath the lower lash line, and then using my fluffy blending brush just to make sure that's all blended nicely, and also underneath the lower lash line just to smoke it out a little bit. Taking my pencil brush again, I'm dipping that into Infusion and then running that a little bit closer to the lash line, and then again going back in with my fluffy blending brush just to soften that and make it look a little bit more smoky. Next I'm taking another clean pencil brush, and I'm dipping that into Pure Ganache, which is the gold, and I'm applying that to the inner corners of the eyes, and this is going to add a beautiful highlight. Next I'm taking Ico's Me and My Shadow in Chocolate, and I'm using a angled liner brush by Crown to apply this to the top lash line. We want to add some intensity to the lash line, but we don't want it to be too precise. So you don't need to be too neat with it. Just use your brush to smudge it along and then that will set in place. We're also going to tight line using that pencil and also run it along the waterline. If you don't have the Eyeshadow one, use any chocolate kohl pencil. For mascara, I'm using Magnetic Lash, and I really love to use this during the day. It's a really great way to lengthen your natural lashes. You want to give your lashes a good curl, apply a coat of the mascara, then you want to take the little fibre lash, and then you're going to apply that to your wet mascara, leave that to dry, then you're going to go back in with your wet mascara and apply a few coats of that. And this is really going to help to lengthen your lashes, and you can apply this a few times depending on how much drama you want to achieve. For this look, I'm going to be applying a set of falsies, but I really wanted to show you this mascara because at the moment it's my favourite. Next I'm taking this Wow Brow Kit, and this is by B Brow Bar. This company also have a Blink Brow Bar in Harvey Nichols and Selfridges, which you can go to for treatments. So this brow kit contains this lovely brow pen, which is very, very fine, and it's like a felt tip. It also contains a brow powder, which I'll just swatch for you. And lastly in the kit is a brow gel. I'm going to take the brow powder and decant that onto my hand and use a brush. This brush is from Crown and it's the angled liner brush, and it's the same style I used to apply the Eyeliner. So I'm just speeding up the process of doing my brows because I've done them in many other tutorials, and I do have a tutorial solely for how I fill in my brows, and I will link that in the description bar. This Wow Brow Kit comes in 4 different colours, so if you go onto the Blink Brow website you can choose the shade to suit your hair colour. So now I'm just using the brow gel that comes with the kit just to run that through my brows and keep them nice and tidy. The lashes I'm using are Velour Lashes in Doll Me Up, and I do have a tutorial on how to apply these. Next I'm taking this matte bronzing powder by MAC, and I'm using the Zoeva 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek brush. Now I recently purchased this matte bronzer because it does look a little bit like Hoola from Benefit, but it's so super light. You can keep applying this and it barely comes out, especially on my skin tone. So if you're pale and you're looking for something that doesn't come out too strong, I think you'll get on great with this bronzer. My new favourite blusher is this one by Illamasqua, and this is called Lover, and it's a soft apricot with a matte finish. And my favourite brush to apply that is the Zoeva 114 Luxe Face Focus Brush. And I'm just applying that colour to the apple of the cheeks and backwards. For my highlight I'm using this palette by Kryolan, and this is their Glamour Glow Indulgence palette, and I'm using the colour Sunkissed. And to apply I'm using the same Zoeva brush, but I've just turned it over and I'm using the other side. And I'm just working this above the blush. I'm also applying a small amount of that just above the brow bone. In keeping with the peachy coral tones, I'm applying MAC's Shy Girl lipstick. So that is this look complete. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've tried to use a fair few new products. It's a nice one for the summer because it's really nice and light on the eyes. It's nothing too intense, and the colours we've used will really complement anybody with a tan. This kind of makeup will suit all different types of eyelids, so whether you've got hooded eyes, mono lids, or just eyelids like mine, then you can create this kind of makeup look. It doesn't make a difference what kind of eyelid you've got with this style. Because we've created colour in the crease, you can apply it above where your hooded eye is, or if you've got mono lids, you can just create the crease using your pencil brush. So this one is a great one for all types of eyes. So guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you've missed my previous tutorials, you can click on these now, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and the links to those will be in the description bar of this video. Also guys, I've spent a little bit of time going back through some videos and listing from future videos. Links in the description bar to all the products I've used. Some of them are affiliate links. You don't have to click it if you're not comfortable. You can just purchase directly from the site. If you do purchase via my link, then I do earn a little bit of commission for taking the time to link everything. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!